I'm gonna help us now. Sorry. Oh God. Sorry. Please help us. Please take it easy. You're alright. Move your leg. Sorry, it's okay. Move. Sorry. Okay, let's go now. Sorry. You're alright. Sorry. Okay, take it easy.
Is this the house?
Yes, we stay by the bus quarters. Sorry.
Oh no. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Very, very sorry.
Honey, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Just take it easy. One step at a time.
Sorry.
One step
at a
time.
Sorry.
This is terrible.
Sorry.
Sorry. Hey, just take it. Just rest your back. Yes. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Please, I'm just very sorry. This is all I have on me now. 5,000. Manage it. Use it for her medication. You see, that bike driver is very, very rough. I'm awfully sorry.
Thank you very much for your kind gesture, sir.
Thank you, my dear.
I promise you no time she'll be all right.
Please, get well quick.
Thank you very much, sir. Honey.
Take care.
Honey, let's go. Sorry, you can do it, I know. One step at a time. Sorry.
This is terrible.
Thank you, sir.
What is it, Joa? What is it? It's hot outside, and I'm so thirsty.
The fridge packed up this afternoon. Did you find your sister? Is she coming to spend the weekend with us?
Everything in this house is getting spoiled at the same time. And it's barely 1.5 years since Papa died.
Did you find Loretta? How is life with her on campus? Is she coming to spend the weekend with her old mother and her only sister?
I did not see her in the hostel. I waited for 4 hours, yet she didn't show up.
Tomorrow is Friday, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
If by 1 p.m. she's not here, you go back and look for her. I don't want her to form the habit of not coming home on weekends.
Come.
Spending my weekends with both of you is good to me. Especially since we lost your father. I realized how I had become lonely all of a sudden.
Mama, you worry too much. She'll be fine. Eh? She'll be fine.
Ow! Ow!
prison up, honey. Come on. I know you're strong.
No.
Sorry.
Stop.
It's okay. Sorry.
You're worried?
Yes.
Don't worry, I'll be okay. It's nothing serious. Just an aberration. It will heal in no time, I know.
My heart tells me we should see a doctor. Or at least have an x-ray.
My heart tells me that your heart is lying. That your heart tells you that my heart is in danger because your heart so desperately wants my heart to be happy. I like that.
You like what?
I like the fact that your heart wants my heart to be happy.
Honey, I still have 4,000 left out of the 5,000 that man gave us to treat your leg. Please let me take you to the hospital. Please.
Do you have food in this house?
Just a little.
Do you have beverages? Do you have cornflakes or milk? Sugar?
No. I don't bother myself with such luxuries. I'm not used to them. Anyway, I can't afford them.
Okay, so maybe you should just use the money and buy some things for yourself. I'll be okay, really. And, that's okay. Stop petting my leg like I had a terrible thing in my leg or something. Anyway. Let me be.
Cut now. That's why they complain. Cut.
Cool and well. We are shuffling again. Don't do.
Cut.
Brown. Why did you keep this one on the ground?
No, it fell off now. I didn't do it.
Fell off. You didn't do it.
I didn't do it. It was a mistake.
I remove it from that. Okay.
3-3. If I win you, 50 card.
50 card. Well,
Play now, tempo. Second to last card. Give me block and last card.
I go shop now.
Go shop now.
I go market.
Check up. Tempo, check. Check. Up.
How about this?
Did you hear something?
What?
It's coming from the direction of your room. Sorry.
Oh, God.
That would only happen. Don't worry, we'll get to the office. Sorry. Yes, sorry.
In your eyes, young man. She has made it out of danger. In fact, she was lucky you brought her here when you did. Her patella was hard hit. But we have to carry an x-ray on the knee to know the exact condition of the knee. Okay? Thank you, doctor. Yes. So who is responsible for her bills? You?
No.
I presume you're responsible for her bills.
Oh, yes, doctor, yes.
Well, for the x-ray, drip and drugs, and other treatments, the hospital expects a cash deposit of 20,000. So when can that be?
get back to you before I leave. Yes. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, doctor.
Oh boy, how far now? See meeting like this in Yawa. Yeah, what? You're broke. Oh God. Buy these shoes, not because you need a shoe, but because I desperately need to raise some money. I'm in a serious problem, please.
But you have said it all. I don't need the shoes.
Jonah, you are a friend here. Every student in this area buy their provisions from your shop here, and we all say good things about you. Please, I just want to sell this shoe, not because
You are pulling my legs, Temple. Okay, how much do you want to sell it?
My brother bought it for me 6,000 naira the last semester when I went to spend with him in Lagos. Look at it now. Look at the shoe. Look at it very well.
Anyway, let me give you 2,000 naira. You see, I really don't need the shoes. But I am pitying you because from the way you are speaking, I want to believe you have a problem.
Jonah, bring 5,000. Let's not talk too much. Just bring 5,000, I beg.
Anyway, since you don't want me to help you, you can take back your shoes. Let me attend to some other thing.
Okay. Okay, bring 4,000 now.
Take this 2,000 naira and go and solve your problem first. Eh? Or do you think any other person can offer you more than this 2,000 naira, especially under this emergency?
Okay. If I take the 2,000 naira, can you please borrow me an extra 2,000 naira, please?
My good friend, one thing at a time. Let us finish about these shoes first.
Okay. Just bring 3,000 naira.
Look, if you don't want to sell these shoes to me, take it and leave my shop. I'm tired of this endless haggling about ordinary shoes I don't need.
Now, is that why you're angry?
Yes, I'm tired of this endless haggling about ordinary shoes which I don't even need.
Okay now, why are you angry? Are we quarreling?
Why can't I be angry even when I'm trying to help? You don't seem to appreciate my help.
I'm sorry. Just bring the 2,000 naira, please.
At least we understand what you students are going through. Eh? But when we are trying to help you, try to appreciate our help. Okay. Temple, are you sleeping?
No.
Have you eaten at all?
No, don't worry.
Have the money now.
I beg. When I say give me money to eat now, will you give me money to eat? Ask you. Thank you. Enjoy.
I don't even need these shoes, but
nothing I could do. I had to sell the costliest thing I had in that room. Those are my boots. I had to sell them to Jonah for just 2,000 naira.
Temple, why? You sold your shoes. Why didn't you go and tell my mother? At least we have uncles she can tell.
But if I cannot take care of you at a time like this, why do I pride myself as your boyfriend?
Temple, you're a student. You haven't even started working. Nobody expects you to have money now.
I want to try my best on my own first.
Okay. At least go and pay the 2,000 naira at the lab. There's some certain tests I must undergo, you know. That could start something. Temple, you don't have to look so worried. The 2,000 naira is going to be okay, really. And I'll be fine.
We don't have up to 2,000 naira left anymore. I spent part of the money to buy foodstuffs, and I spent the other part for the Okada I used in running around to see if I could borrow money to make it up to 5,000 naira. Fortunately, I couldn't succeed.
Hey, buddy. It's okay, I'll be fine. Alright? But you need to go and tell my mother.
Your mother?
Yeah, please.
Okay. I'll try. I love you.
Young man, repeat yourself. I want to hear you clearly.
It was an accident, ma. She hit her left knee on the ground. I already took her to the hospital, but they are asking for a deposit of 20,000 naira.
What is your name and what is your interest in my daughter's health?
My name is Temple. I am her friend.
Temple. The temple I've heard so much about. The person who will not allow my daughter read her books in school. And you've gone to almost have her killed in a motorcycle accident. Upon that, you have the guts to show your face in my house.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm very...
Shh. Close your mouth. Listen to me. There's nothing I value than those children of mine. If anything happens to my daughter, I'll make you sorry. Juan.
Yes, ma'am.
Go to a business center, get your uncle on phone, tell him to come and drop me at the hospital.
Okay.
Sorry, ma. I guess I have to leave, ma.
Sit down. Now, who is your father?
He is Mr. Anthony Mokedi, ma.
That name sounds familiar. Is he a chief judge? What is he?
My father is a young farmer in my village. Oh, he's very hardworking, man.
Your mother is there with him, I presume.
You're correct, man. Yes.
They are the people paying your school fees. Or do you have brothers?
Yes, ma. I have an elder brother, Israel Mokedi.
What is he? A banker, a stockbroker, movie director, a lawyer, or an accountant? Which is he?
No, ma. He's English master in Ojota Secondary School, Lagos.
Temple Mokedi, yes, or whatever you may call yourself. Listen to me. From today, I don't want to see you near my daughter again for anything. Poverty is as infectious as whooping cough. And I don't want you to infect my daughter. Good day, young man. You may leave my house. You leave my house, will you?
Well, now that we are using we shall speed up with our treatment. We have done a biopsy of the liquid got from the kneecap. and there is no malignant growth or bacteria or substance. So presently she's placed on calcium-based drugs to aid ossification, that is bone replenishment. Her kneecap will heal, certainly, but just that she might have to live for the next 1 week or thereabout, but certainly it will heal. Okay?
Thank you very much, doctor. Thank you.
My pleasure, madam. Pleasure.
Please, doctor.
Yes.
Don't hesitate to give her the best, the very best. And let not money be a hindrance at all.
Are you the father?
No, rather I am the uncle. Okay. But why the question, doctor?
Yes, because a certain young man came here the other time and said he was responsible for the bills. But somehow he disappeared. So I'm only being careful. I want to make sure I'm speaking with the right people.
We are the right people.
One more thing.
Yes.
Please, she will always come for a regular medical treatment. You just have to be careful to avoid any malignant growth or bacteria. Okay, that might affect her.
We shall be bringing her.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mama, thank you. I'm sorry.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Temple.
Hey, my guy Brian, what's up?
Okay, fine. Her mother told you bullshit. So what? Temple, you cannot be poor and in love and expect not to hear bullshit, either from the girl or from her people or her friends. But that's not enough reason why you shouldn't at least pop once in a while into the hospital and see how the girl is doing.
I already went to the hospital. I already went.
And did she refuse to see you?
She's not there. She's been discharged.
Fine. Fine. Go to that her friend, what's her name? Adana, the one that's spotting her. Go to her room and see her in her flat.
She's not there either. I mean, she's gone home to her mother's place, I mean, where she's recovering. And you know, she doesn't like to see me.
Says who?
You know she dislikes me.
Who?
Her mother. Brian?
Temple.
Have you seen someone you love so much suffer just because you don't have money to help out?
Temple. You did your best, okay? Your very best.
Yes, I did my best by selling my shoes. That's the best I can do for a girl I claim to love who's been hospitalized. I sold my shoes for 2,000 naira. Used 800 naira for transport and feeding. Give her barely 8,000 and something naira. That's just my pitiable best. That's just it. Man, I feel so small. I feel so inadequate.
All right, fine. Temple, you had no money when she started loving you. Do you remember that? You still don't have money and she knows it and she won't stop loving you. So go ahead and see her, okay? I'm sure you know love is not about money and riches.
Brian, can you please lend me some money? Do you have?
I have. How much do you need this time?
I'll need like 800 naira at least to buy things for her, so, you know, to present when I see her.
800 naira. I wanted to buy one textbook tomorrow.
Yeah, sorry, please, I'm
okay,
sorry.
Okay, no problem. It's alright.
Thanks,
man.
Okay. Thanks, man.
It's alright.
7, man. Sorry, is Loretta at home?
Yes.
Please, I'd like to see her.
My mother is at home. And she won't like it if she wakes up and finds you here. She has warned you not to come here again.
Oh, please. Just 5 minutes, okay? There's something I really need to talk to her about. Please.
Okay. Come in. Oh, please lower your voice. My mom is
Okay, now lower my voice, you know. Thank you.
Let me call her for you.
Grateful. Hi.
I was beginning to think you weren't going to come and see me.
Oh, come on. Hi. Sorry.
How are you?
I'm alright. Take it easy, okay?
I'm fine.
Sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Yeah, all this for you.
I'll be in my room.
Thank you, John.
Anytime.
You like them?
Yeah. It's very thoughtful. Thank you. It's really changed.
How? Oh, my hair?
Your hair! What'd you do to it?
Well,
Mama's woken. Mama's awake. Mama's awake.
You again? What are you doing in my house?
good afternoon.
Were you not the person I warned never to show your poor face anywhere around Loretta? Were you not? And what are these cheap things you brought in?
Mama, he brought them for me.
Shh. Juan, help you, sister. A young man, leave my house. Come. Pick your one bottle of glucose and ice. Come on! I said they collect the glucose and the cards. Loretta, leave the cards. Now leave my house. Come. Anytime you come here again, I'll just call the police and tell them you're a thief. You go. Leave my house. Listen, you. I know what is good for my daughters. Temple is not good for you. I think I know what you need.
Temple, you're disappointing me. Temple, this is getting too much. Forget this girl and look for another girl. I be fine girls no all over the place. Are there no fine girls all over this town?
Love, they say, is patient. Loretta loves me, so I'm patient.
Temple, that does not mean you eat shit from an old woman, Loretta's mother. Besides, you don't really have any business with that woman. You don't.
That's exactly the point. It's not Loretta's mother that I'm involved with. I'm involved with Loretta until she tells me to go to hell.
Temple, you're my guy, yo.
And you're my guy too now.
I don't want you to be hot. I don't want any girl to mess you up. Because if you're hot, you can't concentrate. If a guy is hot, he can't read. And you know our books come first because that's the main reason why we're in this town. That's why we left our place to come and live in this place because we want to read our books.
My guy, nobody's going to hurt your guy. At least not Loretta. Because I know Loretta loves me so deeply. So what are you saying, man?
Love is carrying you like this now.
Carry me.
Love is carrying you like this now. I'm not saying anybody's going to hurt you. All I am saying is that you see all these girls on campus. They are easily influenced by the opinion of other people. Especially their mothers. Temple, beware.
Beware what?
Temple, beware.
Loretta loves me. And I can count on that. That I know.
You can count on Loretta's love.
Yes.
You can count on Loretta's love.
It's he who is wearing the shoes that...
You can count on Loretta's love. Count on it well.
Ah, wait till they worry you. I know the time. Go your room and go my room.
Temple, count on Loretta's love well.
Where your own love? You know the love. Look at that babe.
Mama, I want to go and make a phone call. You know I've not been to school for about 3 weeks now. So I want to go and make a phone call to find out if our exams soon. And to find out the textbooks and handouts I'll buy.
It's alright, you can go. But remember to come back on time, eh?
Okay, ma. Mama,
Yes.
I need some money.
Money for what?
For transportation and for the phone call.
See yourself. On your best own GSM phone. You don't have. Why can't your temple buy you GSM phone? Fine girl, no telephone.
Mama, okay, can I at least have some money for the phone call? At least I have some money for Okada.
Look at this girl. Look at you. You don't know yourself. You don't even know your what. You proudly stand in front of me to tell me you have money for Okada. The same Okada that almost robbed you of the use of your legs. Thanks to Temple. All these girls cruising around town in costly cars, are they not your mates?
Mama, I am not those girls. I am Loretta. I'm a responsible girl.
Clap for yourself. Loretta, clap for yourself. Loretta Amadi, whose father is a former rich man, now late, and girlfriend of Temple Mokedi, whose father is a young farmer in the village. Clap for yourself.
Mama, you are tormenting me. It's bad enough that you don't like Temple. I won't stand here and watch you call him names now.
Slap me. Slap me if I call him names. Go to Temple and collect money. Since you've decided that it's Temple you want, go to him. Stop worrying me.
I'll go.
Go well with your Okada rice. Temple's girlfriend. Hey! Walk into your room.
John and I are talking now.
Temple had just dropped from Okada and I don't want him to meet you. So go to your room. Hey! Both of you, go in. and this boy. What do you want in this house again? Have I not warned you enough?
Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon, your own. What is good in the afternoon? When the only thing I see around me is your person standing in front of my house. What is it?
I will soon be leaving, ma. I brought this textbook and handouts for Loretta. Her lecturer recommended it for her exams, so I brought them.
And you went and bought. Who requested you to? Eh? She told you with no money for handouts and textbooks or what? Why did you go and buy?
No, ma. I didn't buy them. I borrowed them. I borrowed them from her coursemate. I didn't want her to fail.
Always borrowing. Do you ever buy? Don't they ever send you money from your father's farm? Anyway, Loretta is not in. Go.
In this household. I don't like it. I'm above 21. Am I not old enough to have a boyfriend? Are you going to marry me?
Temple is not good for you. He's not going to marry you.
Mama, when you married Papa, was he rich? Was he as rich as the Sultan of Brunei? Was not little by little he made his money?
My case is different. Your father married me. But for this Temple, he's yet to graduate. Look for a job. Save money to rent a house. Save more to buy a car. Before he starts to think of marriage. My daughter, by then, you'll be almost a grandma. Forget him.
Mama, what was the reason why you came? Please tell me.
It has to do with textbooks and handouts. But I told him to go with his miserable textbooks. That you've actually no need for that. Because it's not as if he bought them for you, but he borrowed them.
Mama, did he give them to you?
How can he give them to me?
He won't. I know Temple. If he knows that I need those textbooks, he will leave them for me. He will never live with them.
Yes, amazing one weekend.
The only crime I seem to have committed against your mother is the fact that I'm a poor boy. But I thank God she cannot say that I'm a thief, a womanizer, a con man, a dupe, or anything else than the fact that I'm a poor boy with a humble parentage.
Temple, you're in love with me, not my mother. If she has rejected you, I have not rejected you. That should console you at least.
Consolation? Did you say consolation?
Now, it's been a turbulent year for opposition politicians, with crises festering in all their main parties amid a slump in public popularity, with the looming threat of the ruling APC hanging ominously over their
My mother
heads.
does not hate
Oh no, she does, and you know
A ray
it!
of hope as they
She only
rallied
hates
in
the
their
fact that
push
you're poor.
for change in
But you cannot provide for
2027.
me.
The two main
She wishes I was
opposition
going out with
leaders,
somebody
Atiku
comfortable,
Abubakar
somebody that
and
could take
Peter
care
Obi,
of me.
both
That's all.
joined the new ADC coalition after breaking away
just say
from
I'm
their
not
respective parties. It's being hailed as one of the biggest shake-ups in Nigerian politics since the end of military rule in 1999. And it's not just the two of them. The sheer number of prominent political operators who turned up for that inaugural ADC meeting
Thank you for
was
voicing out how you
breathtaking.
actually felt
So
about this
many
man.
of them standing shoulder to shoulder. And as they metamorphosed into the new party, they said their raison d'etre was the preservation of this country's democracy and the removal of the Tinubu administration from power. They said the damage the APC had wrought on this country's democracy had rendered it unrecognizable, sweeping it off the foundation that was erected with blood, sweat and tears in 1999. But APC leaders say they're not particularly worried. It won't be long, they say, before things fall apart. But the ADC reports that it is not the Labour or PDP, but is the new fortress from which opposition politicians will surge up the siege ladder and lay into the battlements of the APC. So how choppy are Nigeria's political waters likely to be going forward? With more on this, I'm joined now in the studio by the Vice Presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 presidential election, Yusuf Dati Ahmed, part of the
making a beautiful girl like you cry.
How nice to see you.
Hello, everyone.
Don't you talk?
Hello, Charles.
And you look very relaxed and very
Enter in,
fresh.
let me give you a lift.
Thank you.
So clearly,
thank you.
optimism
Okay, can you permit me
in the
to introduce
new
myself to you?
arrangements.
I'm Mrs.
When
Green,
you start your questions, I want to know the new...
the MD of
Well, let
Green
me
Nigeria
ask you
Limited.
this question first, because we need to establish very clearly what
This
is
my card.
going on. Both you and Peter Obi have now
I'm sure you must have
unquestionably
heard about it.
left the Labour Party
At least you know
and
I'm
are
not a
now
kidnapper.
avowedly
Please
in
enter
the
in, let me give you a
ADC.
ride.
Is that right?
I can't speak
Come
for
on,
His
enter.
Excellency Peter Obi. I'll speak for myself.
Well, he issued a
A
statement
beautiful
saying
girl like
that-
you crying in the street.
Well, then take this.
it's
word
not
for
a
it.
usual thing.
As for me, I have not
I can
left
see you are
Labour
heavy-hearted.
Okay.
You need somebody to talk to.
I am considering the coalition who have
I'm
adopted
offering you my friendly hand and the listening
ADC.
ears.
Right.
Come on, help me.
Now, don't
I'll take you to
consume
a quiet place,
the
a quiet
excitement.
eating place, so that we can offer a glass of champagne
don't
or
be
champagne, so we
consumed.
cannot discuss and know exactly what is making
don't
you
be
cry.
consumed by the excitement.
Come on, you're
Okay,
going to
manage
lose
the
concentration.
Right now,
Yeah.
it's all about
On movie
excitement.
trailers.
Understandably
God
so,
forbid.
because Nigerians are depressed as much as they are oppressed. So this excitement can easily
Oh, beautiful.
consume everyone. And what I'm saying is, hold back, think critically, think very well. And before you fire another question, let me just say,
Afraid of trailers.
the opposition is right in all that it's doing. I agree wholeheartedly with the principles behind it, the objectives of it are all correct.
I'm sorry to have
But you're also playing somebody else's game. This game is Tinubu's game. And I'm not praising him in any way whatsoever. But everyone must understand the situation as it were. Please be patient. Let me, in summary, narrate everything. President Buhari, after losing the third time, cried to the world that he's done with politics.
So bad.
And that's when it began. There are internal issues with Buhari, but the external ones are that is when Tinubu saw the opportunity, bring him back into the fold after the 07 Atiku and 11 Ribadu.
He developed an inferiority complex.
The Southwest and the Tinubu influences to his existing 12 million votes. It was easy to convince Buhari to come back in any way because he carries a lot of baggage, who only survived from political donations. I'm sorry to say that's the truth. So Buhari just has to contest every election. Ever since the PTF days after the passing of Abacha, Buhari was removed from head of state without any trade whatsoever. So he and his can only live off a political system. But I'm not hitting at Buhari. Tinubu saw this opportunity, saw the weakness in Buhari, pumped a lot of money, brought his party machinery, and then injected his own agenda. That you go now, I'll make the name of being a kingmaker. I have made from councillor to governor. Now I want to make a president. I make a president, I'll make a president. That is what happened. Coalition now is playing the scripts of Tinubu. I believe in the coalition, don't get me wrong. But you don't have to play the game the way to do. What is the script? The script is what I've just narrated to you. So, exactly how...
Yeah, but how does that...
Now, what opposition is saying, again I repeat, I'm in support of this opposition. Now, there are structural misgivings in the coalition as it were today. Buhari was the distant anointed from the ab initio. The convener already had it, and whoever he enrolled was understand that Buhari is going after him. And you have to balance that. However, we stop you from contesting.
Yeah, but let me finish.
Yeah, okay.
So we haven't got all the time.
I'm saying Buhari was a distant anointed.
Right. You made that point.
This opposition does not have a distant anointing. So there will be a very close gap, and so there will be a very tight struggle. Possibly not so struggle. Now the question is, what will the aftermath?
So your real concern is that there isn't someone who is very clearly going to wear the mantle of, if you like, presidential leadership in that
exactly. Atiku almost has it, but it's not exactly there because Buhari is what I would call an outlier, an unusually high opposition. That's what he was. Now, come to the next point. Again, there isn't I have said that there isn't a Buhari in the coalition. There isn't a Tinubu in this coalition. You don't have one.
So it's a free for all.
Exactly.
Right.
You have the proverbs better than I do.
Yeah, but let's try and take it systematically. Okay, so that we understand exactly where you're going. You attended that meeting.
Yes.
You've been attending coalition meetings.
I attended 3.
Right, okay. But that suggests that there was something that was bringing you back. And something that you're not entirely satisfied with in the Labour Party that you're currently still in.
Not so. You can never be 100% satisfied wherever you are. There are misgivings. I really wanted to bring Peter Obi back on the negotiating table with the leadership. I wanted everything sorted out, him to remain, and I still, if I have a chance, I'll still do it.
So you're disappointed because he's now said that he's left. In fact, the Labour Party gave him a 48-hour ultimatum. They issued a statement.
You need to be very sure about that, President. You need to be very sure.
Well, on his Twitter handle, he said he was now in the ADC coalition.
Yes. Now, technically speaking, being in the ADC coalition does not mean you have left your hands. It required to be a meeting of Tuesday night and the communique issued after that meeting. It doesn't say that you have left your own political party. And this is a legal point.
No, I'm not even talking about the ADC, what they have said. I'm talking about what is happening in the Labour Party, who essentially, I mean, the leadership, although there is a divided leadership, but the leadership gave him an ultimatum of 48 hours to resign. And subsequently, he issued a statement saying he had actually left. But let's not get bogged down.
Let's get to
I mean, what I need to understand, because there are a lot of people who listen to you and want to know what your perspective is on this. And you said you had attended at least 3 meetings, and you were there for that ADC sort of
Charles,
moment.
Labour Party deserves better than being walked away from.
But Labour Party seem to be walking away from you, not you walking away from them.
No, Labour Party deserves better than being walked away from. Despite all misgivings, we know the hands that are playing each and every party. This is a party that scored, by our own count, over 10 million votes. This is a party that defeated APC and PDP together, irrespective of what the law courts said.
But nobody was really taking the Labour Party seriously until you and Peter Obi turned up.
Yes, and equally,
so people are voting for Peter Obi, and they said that they would follow him. The obedient movement have said they'll follow him wherever he goes. So it doesn't really matter what it is.
All individuals in their own rights do have their followers in certain given measures. But in any way, you caught me right in my explanation. Maybe you can bring me back.
Well, I mean, the point I'm trying to make and to understand is the fact that you're essentially saying that there is now a division between yourself and Peter.
No.
Political
you guys are too good. Charles.
Well, I'm just trying to understand it. If I'm wrong, let me know.
Don't give the wrong information out there. I am very, very much in sync with people.
Because there are people who are looking for, some people have already started saying on social media that the only ticket that is going to work with this lead, I'm just trying to find where I actually made that note. They said the only chance this ADC coalition has of properly challenging and possibly removing President Tinubu from office in 2027 is one, if they zone the presidency to a southerner, and two, if Peter Obi and Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed become the joint ADC ticket for 2027. That's what people have already started saying. So they're going to be monstrously disappointed.
No.
It's almost 9 a.m.
You have this power, Charles, of trying to...
Well, it's not a power. You don't have any power.
I can admit today you're somehow dominating this conversation.
Please, and that's not the intention.
It's like I'm interviewing you. It's like I'm the one interviewing you.
No, we want to hear from you. Please, go ahead.
Right. There's a great deal of excitement, which I think we should not be swept away by in this
she implied that she would have preferred it if I had more money to
you
my
have
name.
She actually told you that.
She implied that. Is that not the same thing?
And it's affecting
Peter Obi, I'll call him first.
It's affecting you,
Amechi, Atiku,
when I say
and
the other, what did
maybe
you say? I can count on Loretta's love. Now you can't count on love. Listen to me.
And they've come together from diverse backgrounds with a variety
go to her house and beg her.
of interests. And out of these three, you can imagine that
because you cannot study with degree with a
Atiku, Obi, and Amechi clearly are front runners in this.
Instead, she'll be the one that will
It makes me think,
bet me.
how will the contest be?
If he does not,
that's a good point.
Because
don't worry,
they are very close.
Is it not Loretta?
In the race,
she
very,
loves
very
me
close
the much I love her.
in the race. What will the aftermath of this contest be? That's why I made the analogy and the example with the Buhari case, who was a distant outlier, very distant from the pack.
Her mother has dragged my pride for too long in the dust.
Are very close together. Now, will one,
okay, now you want to be principled.
will two others still remain in the coalition if one takes it?
While I read,
now, you're right. Let's come back to this unwritten understanding in Nigerian presidential politics. North 8, South 8, the rotation. I'm speaking from experience because I was directly involved. And it was part of my campaign speeches in 2022-23.
If I soak some of the Gariko,
if I soak from the Gariko, from the parties, not a single southerner even bought the INEC form for presidency. What does that say? Respect, brotherhood, gentlemanness, and all these things. And of course, Atiku contested in PDP and he won. It was not a question. Buhari was the candidate of APC and Buhari eventually. Come 2022-23, Atiku was still on the tickets. And now, Peter Obi came out from the south.
I used it for your outline.
And contested. Amechi contested and came second in APC. Second to Tinubu, who is also from the south. So you see, three leading candidates. 2027, the default position thinking also is that it should be from the south. So if Atiku takes it, how will Amechi and Peter Obi take it? Now, for the Peter Obi and Atiku, together they were either rigged out or defeated in 19. Apart, they were either rigged out or defeated in 2023. You come back together, hey guys, who are you playing with? Is this a joke? And the way I take Peter Obi, I think he is much, the position of VP is very big anyway. I wanted to be and I was with that. But I think Peter Obi should not be a VP. Having gotten a defeated 10 million votes.
Girl, how did you come?
Now you're starting to understand what I mean.
That is not.
But he has made it.
Now, it is all about, listen, it is all about a narrative that was sold out to Nigeria very quickly.
House.
That to defeat Tinubu, it has to be our coalition. Coalition.
No, it's not my place.
Coalition is good. But when in 2023 we defeated AP,
the sight of you melts her heart and make her.
There was no coalition in Labour Party.
For me, it's not my place.
The real coalition we need is in the ballot box.
Yeah, but that's
not a coalition. Not a coalition. Let's stop that. But please, let me get to my point. The real coalition is of votes at the ballot box. You protect them all the way to declaration.
Allow them take care of her now.
You present a coalition of politicians.
Don't you think you're
open
getting
the plans
into
for them to attack that they are geriatrics.
If you insist, I'll give you the money.
About this.
I'm just telling you as a brother, as a friend.
APC to be talking their jargon. When APC has worse than what they are saying about ADC.
So far, I'm 24.
So in reality, what you need are the votes for a credible candidate, for a credible ticket.
Yeah, I think
there is no law.
Concedes that.
There is no law, there is no principle which says that it must be a coalition. Now that is the narrative that I kept saying. If you're challenging this narrative, you need to be careful. And if you're invited to a coalition, like I was, no level of firmness to tell you that you don't go into that. Go and at least listen, see what they are doing. If you agree, continue. If you don't, do what your alternatives are. That is the thing.
But you went there separate. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I mean, it's a dialogue. It's not a sort of monologue. I mean, you went there separate. You went there 3 times. So something must have attracted you back to listen to attraction. What I'm trying to understand is what is the guiding principle of this ABC opposition coalition beyond wanting President Tinubu to be removed from office? What is it about its philosophy that attracted you to it? And is there an overriding cause that kindles a sort of fire in your heart that you think is in the best interest of
There are two questions here. One is for David Mark, Senator David Mark. What the principles and everything, please let him explain those things to you.
But I thought you guys were discussing it.
We are.
Thank you very
that
much.
That is simply a question for the party leaders to answer. The second question you ask is what's attracting me there. The attraction in ADC, which I still believe in the coalition, I believe in and are very likely to work with them, is that coming together is good, especially to chase out APC.
Yeah, but you just said that you don't believe that the way to get rid of the president is through coalition.
No,
I mean, you said that a minute.
The narrative was that they have sold it out to Nigeria that the only way to defeat Tinubu or APC is coalition, and that is wrong. A clean political party fielding the right candidate will beat APC hands down, even in the presence of a coalition.
Well, let me make this point, okay? I mean, there is nothing...
Did you understand?
I understand what you mean, but
let me say it again.
I understood what you said. There is nothing stopping the Labour Party from fielding a president. There's nothing stopping the PD. You're saying, nobody ever said they were going to be stopped.
Right, but I was talking to you about the narrative, which has gone out that is leading to the excitement we saw yesterday.
But that's okay. That's for them. They're the ADC. Yes. They are a coalition.
Yes.
And it is their job to promote their coalition.
Yes.
But I completely agree with you that is not, that's a way, it's not the way. I mean, there are other ways. So I don't want to get bogged down in sort of that.
Yes, this conversation is going, it's becoming like chitter chatter. But do you know that, for example, if Wike were to finish destroying the PDP and leave,
right?
PDP could go and join this coalition. Do you know that?
Yeah, it depends on if the coalition want the PDP
of course they will welcome.
Do you know
of course
that my mother has stopped giving me school money just because of you?
They're inspired to join
the accident I had the other time on the Okada.
They are
was it not because of you?
Join.
Was it not you that put me on the Okada?
That is why it's called a coalition. When they join the coalition, then they'll say our platform
about all the things you do for me. Don't let me talk, Mosem. Don't just let me talk.
Talk now. I understand.
I said talk now.
I hope that's very clear. And it even sounds better. What your arrogant mother said to me. You go about in your PDP.
She called me a boy.
This
she said I'm from a power dispensation.
Shop, let him finish destroying.
She said I don't deserve you.
Here we are for the
I can see that you actually came here to pick up fights, but you know what? I am not in the mood.
We don't want to
I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood. And for the last time, I'm asking you, who bought those things for you? Since you insist on no temple.
And we think it is safer to join this coalition. Yes! They are welcome.
Yeah. But
it's even more powerful.
Right. I agree. But
so you see, being in Labour Party or PDP now is really not anti-coalition.
But let me work on the premise of the point that you made earlier, which is that you are willing to work with the coalition.
Correct.
And that you are likely going to work with the coalition.
Correct.
Did you feel a bit strange being in the same room and professing to be in the same coalition with so many politicians who you were ranged against in 2023 and who you and Ms. Obi felt were a corrosive influence on this country?
Yes.
You don't owe me!
It was
simply and you have not paid the money on my head.
Believe me, I'm still gasping for air. I mean, I remember, with due respect, I remember Nasiru El-Rufai dancing his eyes around and saying, if the heavens will come down to earth,
just get out.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu was running as president. I remember that
as well.
And I remember him walking out of the Senate. And I remember them saying that, look, the same APC he did, they said that there's a security file on him. He can't be a minister. I also remember less than a year later, he wants to kick out. I remember everything that's, between El-Rufai and so many other leaders that he now goes to kneel down and greet again. I'm gasping for air. I don't understand what is going on. There are people who've been in this government for 24 years. They've been out of it only 2 years and they are crying and shouting, we must throw this government out. I have been in parliament only 4 years and 8 months. And I'm as happy as I can be.
I'm sorry.
I believe I can defeat President
Any man who
Tinubu
raises his hand
very, very comfortably.
Is not.
I have never been in the executive, and so many things. I have never issued any government contract, unless if they want to lie at me. There's nothing. I take people to EFCC. They don't take me to EFCC.
You know what?
Yeah, but we're in the same room with people that I never imagined.
What? You want me to pretend I still love him when I don't?
And I doubt what people can do for
when he dies.
This underscores why I say we should not be misled, consumed by this excitement. Because, as they say in English, when the chips are down and it's time to do primaries, what kind of primaries is Atiku going to do with an Amici? You know how Atiku does primaries? Mercilessly. I remember those dollars flying. Well, we're in the same coalition, but in Port Harcourt, I remember the dollars flying. Remember, I'm with Atiku. Atiku, I'm with you. We're in the same coalition. And then, what kind of primaries are they going to do? Am I going to deceive myself? Okay? That all is going to be well? ABC, the beginning of good governance is to good primaries.
So what are you then hoping to get out of this new coalition in terms of political capital? Because you are a politician. I mean, are you?
Can I stop you? No, I need to stop you.
But if you handle it roughly,
just going to
it burns you.
the
Temple, our law has gone into a stage where it's beginning to burn us. When you touch love and it burns,
politicians who may not share your philosophy or that of the obedient movement.
Please, I want
every
you back.
I save my
brightness in my sky.
Allowances.
Temple.
At the end of this forest, I go to buy a certain nomination form. I am not a politician, and I'm saying it again to TV. I am not your typical Nigerian, but I do politics for the sake of my country.
Stop commanding me, Temple. I'm not your wife.
What is there in doing politics?
I have to.
So I am not a politician.
So that's him,
People
man.
have told me to stop saying it, but I'm saying it. I hate the lies that go
That's
around.
him, okay?
The deception and all those things that happen, because it is not me to do those kind of things. So your question, that's why I wanted to stop you. I am not a politician.
Yeah,
I do politics.
Right. But what I asked you is,
I
understand that. But when you go in to politics, which you're in, the assumption is that you're going in for a particular reason.
Where to go?
And my question
you don't
is,
have 5 naira and you want to take it
hoping to get out of
when
this
kind
new coalition
and rich men are everywhere in town. Please go before you inflict us with your poverty.
Is to get the
You're still standing
for Nigeria.
I say go.
All our problems. Solve the problems of insecurity, be it anybody I don't have to problem. I'm ready to support.
Right.
I'm ready to keep my ambition at any time. My ambition is Nigeria to be good.
But if
and I can go back to the classroom.
Right.
If Buhari had provided good governance since then, I would never have bothered myself. If there are signs that Tinubu will ever practice what is good governance, but there is no way. We are the political capital I'm looking for is good governance to emerge.
Right.
Peace, prosperity, and security for Nigeria. If that is done, life is easier where I am in the classroom.
But obviously there's a route to get in.
There is a route to get in, and that route is terrible. That route is not good. That route cleans out any morality.
The author of my
in
love.
most people that are not strong enough to protect themselves.
Please, Lawrence.
You come out,
whatever I've done
go through terrible party process, terrible primaries, horrendously expensive general elections.
And I feel satisfied
okay?
by it.
At the end of it all, instead of you being able to transform the system has transformed you. Don't say that I'm attacking one individual, please. What happened to Buhari?
Sometimes you touch love and you just let it go because it doesn't belong to you.
They allow
Temple,
the
I do
political
not
system to
belong to
consume
you.
them.
Is it so difficult for you to get into your head?
Lawrence, you belong to me. Heaven knows it, Lawrence.
Leaders.
Look, Temple,
Insecurity
I don't
was
need you to
promoted,
spoil this
profligacy,
lovely Saudi morning for me.
complacency
Really, I don't.
in everything.
I have a lot of things bothering my mind.
that you know. And again, what we're suffering today in
A
Nigeria
whole lot of things. Like, I mean, my clothes are very dirty. I don't even have enough strength to wash them. I don't even know what I'm going to wear to school like next week. And you're here disturbing me about
and then
what?
Those are out there in the underworld. Then you have the actual, real terrorists and bandits out speaking in public. Whoever comes out to say after the Benue killings that this government has fought insecurity is a terrorist.
Right.
Whoever is saying that the government has fought insecurity in the Northwest is a bandit. While those who are actually doing the banditry are only bandit practitioners. Those who are killing out there are terror practitioners. How can you kill 200 people and no one has been arrested?
Well, they said they've arrested some people.
Before that, how many people were killed? Well, the ones in Plateau, have they arrested anyone? Right. The ones in Kebbi, have they arrested anyone?
But I just want to return
hundreds
to...
and thousands.
I understand that because a lot of people are aware of what you're talking about.
Yes.
But the question is, how do you then hold that government to account and, if you like, get it out of office if you think they're not doing well? And that brings us back to the coalition.
Yes.
And my question is, in the circumstances that you find yourself in that coalition,
yes,
would you be supportive if Atiku Abubakar or Nasir El-Rufai or Rotimi Amechi or Peter Obi emerges as the presidential candidate, or would you have some principles that you think some of them would violate and which you simply wouldn't support?
First of all, I need to see very clean, very transparent primaries taking place. I say two things. It needs to be clean, it needs to be transparent. Take place. Will that happen? I don't know. I'm a good team player. And at the end of the day, there's only so much
That's your
human
chewing-gum
can
boyfriend.
do.
I cannot afford anything.
I was in the passport. I was the 12th aspirant into passport. And I served as chairman of research and strategy in the PDP 2018-19. Credibly, I served. Because I didn't want a presidential contest coming from the north in 2023, I thought of contesting governorship when I saw the kind of primaries that were to be held. And I pulled out. The next day, Peter Obi pulled out of PDP. That's what happened. So to answer your question, if I'm in the coalition and a candidate emerges, I will readily emerges based on the kind of acceptable practices that should happen to me. I will gladly work with that person. I will support that person.
And that person doesn't have to be Peter Obi, who you ran with in 2020.
It doesn't have to be. If Peter Obi is with me in Labour Party, or we all decide to go back, stay back in Labour Party and contest, I'm with him by default. By default. If he contests in coalition and he wins it, I'll give him the support. It's left for him. I told him way back in 20, I gave him 3 names. One of which is Nasir El-Rufai. If you want to take this guy, from all indications, this one is coming. 2 years ago, I had predicted El-Rufai was headed this way. And there are many correct calculations that I did that have come true. But I don't have a lot of money.
You mean that Peter Obi is considering?
No. I'm saying he will come into some form of a coalition,
right?
And try to play the kind of role that he's playing today,
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me. I mean, we're almost out of time, and we've gone beyond.
I don't know how this conversation went.
We've gone beyond. I mean, we're almost at 40 minutes. Just very briefly, are you concerned that there are no serving governors from the PDP or Labour who have joined this coalition? I mean, Bala Mohammed or Sheyi Makinde or Peter Mba or Alex Oti the governors of APGA or NNPP, none of them are in it. I mean, does that weaken that coalition?
He promised you 5,000 naira.
What happened in 2022? First of all, what happened in 2022?
I will give you this money.
Another question I want to ask.
You will pay back this very one before I lend you another one.
1998, after about passing away, the formation of PDP and all those, 2022,
by the way, what do you need this money for?
When Peter Obi left and joined and Labour Party and it happened and all the things that happened.
To buy some textbook
about the same is likely to happen again. And so you and I are speaking a bit too early.
Textbook for
and that is why maybe this our conversation today has not been as smooth as because
well, you wanted a monologue.
I wanted an analog.
You wanted a monologue, not a dialogue. But let me ask you this before we go.
Yeah.
I wonder if you can briefly comment on the resignation of Umar Ganduje as chairman of the APC and the rumors that are flying around about how stable the position of the Vice President Kashim
As it says, now you see, now you don't. Now it's him, now it's not. Yesterday in the morning it was Ganduje, in the afternoon it wasn't him. Who knows? Tomorrow morning it could be Tinubu, in the afternoon it could be not. It could be me, it could be not. It could be me, it could be not. You see, maximum rulers, dictators,
it won't take you long.
terror leaders, they are invincible in the last second.
If you insist, you know,
we have
maybe just wait for me
seen
outside.
in
I'll see
history
you
from 1997.
But while you wait,
there's some buckets. Gaddafi's, Bouteflika's, Ben Ali, Mubarak, al-Bashir, Gaddafi, Saddam Hussein.
I really appreciate it.
The most recent one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's no problem.
So it could be, you see
Thank you.
a flourishing, powerful president. I see a rigged leader. You see a burgeoning administration. I see a violated constitution. So in the morning, Ganduje was flouting his chairmanship. In the afternoon, he's gone. He's human. No. Even a president for this to happen to. So that's about him. About Chetima, I don't relate to him. Because everyone the airwaves cannot carry it. I'm telling you, the airwaves cannot carry it. And I know I'm speaking on TV. So Tinubu has tried keeping him this long. So even the consideration that he be dropped, I think Tinubu has tried for keeping him this long.
But you know that's a very pregnant statement.
It is pregnant. I wish I could say, but look.
So what people do for
power, what people do for power is unbelievable.
You are welcome.
I am more than asking for air to understand how certain things can give you power. It is not of this world. And it did happen.
My daughter told
they
me
do it.
How you've been handling her.
Somebody one day must come out and say, this is what politicians do for power.
Yeah, but you're saying things and insinuating things and suggesting things without any clarity, and that's not fair.
It is not fair because even saying it itself is even more unfair. It's even more drastic.
So why are you saying it?
Because it has to be said.
Right.
Do you understand?
That's all right. I'll be waiting.
Some of the things, the more you see them, the less you understand. Why was it declared at 4 a.m.? Now let me answer your question.
You mean the election?
The election.
The election result.
On the 28th, Mahmoud Yakubu said he was adjourning till the next day. Next day, technically and legally speaking, is 9 a.m. And by 4 a.m., he sneaked and declared Tinubu a winner. What transpired in between?
Well,
who came? Listen, you want me to say it? Who came from one house in Asoko to another house to say that it has to be?
You answer that question.
Yeah, and what I'm telling you is that the airwaves cannot. It is so bad the airwaves cannot carry it.
So, are you implying that
something happened that morning before 4 a.m.
Right.
That they said before these things finish, this is finished at the Nigerian border.
And it was who did that? Because we're trying to understand the link between what you're saying and the thing you were saying about the vice president.
Listen, Tinubu has tried. Believe me, he has tried. For keeping this man this long, and for even giving him the privilege of being replaced, I think it's good enough.
But your brother served in his office.
Do I care? And what happened when he served? He left.
Well, he eventually left, but I mean, he thought he was good enough to go in.
And then he discovered, he wasn't good enough, and he walked away.
But didn't I warn you?
Charles,
I warned you, Jane.
There are things that you rather not talk about.
He's a small boy.
Because it's just too bad.
Has he ever seen 10,000 naira of his own?
TV station is not a cut-off.
So where would he get 50,000 naira to give to you?
I know what allegations are. I'm not crazy.
Who is it? He's coming.
And I know what I'm saying, that what people do for power is unspeakable. And these things have to stop. Right. Why are we getting everything wrong in Nigeria? Why can't our leaders perform? Because of what people do for power.
Loretta!
To get power, everything. And the difference between us losers
is here.
and some winners is because there are certain things we cannot do. There are certain lines we cannot cross. But others will say whatever there is to do it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would agree with you that there is something very shady and dodgy about Nigerian politics, and if you want to control it, you do a lot of strange things. However, that is not an indictment on the vice president of this country, and it's not fair on him for things to be suggested or insinuated about him without clarity.
It's better not that clarity.
What's your own self?
Better not that clarity.
Okay, well, let's leave it.
Please do.
On that note, I want to say thank you very much. It's always good to talk to you. You're very forthright.
As I was saying.
And you're very, very honest with your feelings.
Don't waste your time.
And I think people appreciate that.
Thank you, sir.
Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed is the vice presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 presidential election. He's part of the new opposition coalition, although he has of the new ADC party. Thank you very much.
He doesn't come around with his Lexus chick. He comes with a Land Cruiser and sends his driver with a BM Jeep.
Oh yeah!
Chewing gum boyfriend will do that for you.
I know.
Chewing gum boy. Yes! Chewing gum boys are church rats. All they do is eat your money. Yeah. And working with them is actually zero. I mean, check out my mistakes. I mean, this guy throws a party in Abuja. Lodges us at
Nikon
and then he says it's Lincoln Navigator. I mean, what young boy is gonna do that?
I know. I just need someone to take me shopping and spend cool 50,000 naira on me.
Temple, could you kindly come take myself and my friends out, some shopping?
But Loretta, I guess I have to go.
Oh. On your way? Fine boy, no money, chewing gum boy. No. He just left my clothes. I never to wash my life. I never to let water. Fine boy, no money. I was watching people come that way when you stay home. Who's following me?
practically turned you into her houseboy while she's sleeping with her rich lover. And you're watching her do it.
Brian, I think I've gotten over her. I'd never go to see Loretta again.
Is that the first time you're saying that?
Please, take it.
Well, if you actually mean it, that'll be good because you are giving her enough room to treat you like rag. I think it has to stop.
Buddy, come on, buy me a drink, I beg.
Damaging yet politically since the PDP launched its remorseless assault on itself following its loss of the 2023 presidential election. Apart from the resurgence of gaping divisions, some of the most senior and highly placed chieftains of the party have now either resigned or are reported to be preparing to resign imminently. Such is the bloody backdrop to the party's highly anticipated but now much diminished national convention, which is due to take place soon. Everything seems to be on the verge of collapse. And out of its ashes, the new opposition coalition movement seems to be emerging. The former Senate President, David Mark, who was a foundation member of the PDP and had been in the party for 27 years, resigned earlier and pitched his tent with the opposition coalition. He's now been officially announced as the interim chairman of the African Democratic Congress, or ADC, at an event that was attended by the likes of Peter B, Ralph Karebesola, Akim Baba Ahmed, Rotimi Amechi, Nasir El Rufai, Abubakar Malami, Dina Malaya, Dele Momodu, Enunaya Baribe, Gabriel Suswan, Ireti Kingibe, Uche Secondus, Victor Ome, Loretta Onochie, Lia Liboke, and many others. So what exactly is going on, and what does all this mean, and how schizophrenic does it all look?
All my life.
Well, for on this, I'm joined now in the studio by the former PDP presidential aspirant and publisher of Ovation magazine, Basharu Dello Momodu, who was at today's meeting of the newly constituted ADC. Thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Good evening, Charles.
Good evening to you. I was going to ask you whether you just went there as an observer or whether you yourself, because a lot of big wigs have now moved into the ADC, and whether you're one of them. But I'm looking at the cap there that says ADC. I am presuming that you have in fact crossed over.
No, I've always been a fan of political parties. So if I like a particular party, whether I join or not, I will support that party.
But
and I'm supporting ADP. No, the registration only just started. The first registration was our chairman.
Right.
And let me call him my chairman.
Well, you're saying our chairman,
yes,
so that implies that you have to.
In principle, you understand, I consider myself a member of that coalition.
Right.
So we need to go through the registration exercise.
No, but when you say the coalition, the opposition coalition movement is different from being a member of the ADC.
That's what I'm telling you. That the coalition has officially adopted ADC. That's why you have this power. And it was distributed, and I wore it very proudly today.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're not hedging your bets anymore. You're in fully.
No. There is no. You see,
your bets.
And I wore it very proudly today.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're not hedging your bets anymore. You're in fully.
No. There is no. You see, there was something I wrote about 2 weeks ago that my soul has already left PDP. It's my body that remains. And a lot of people misconstrued it to mean that, another one is on his way to APC. No, I have no business with APC.
The money is
and I won't have any business with APC.
I can't tell my mom how that money was all along.
Of the nature and character of the operatives of that party. A lot of people that you saw today, even I was surprised to see them join the coalition.
Wow.
It is out of
that's good news.
Deep frustration.
Yeah, but let me ask you this. I apologize for interrupting. Yes. Are all those people who were at that meeting today now members or have pledged to be members of the ADC?
I can tell you that 99.9% have pledged. I don't know.
Is Peter B joining the ADC?
They will have to collapse their structures for the coalition to work. That's why they are there. Peter Obi is not a time waster.
You know,
is Atiku Abubakar in this ADC now?
Of course, everybody. That's why we have an interim chairman, and we have an interim national secretary in Ogbeni Rao Arebeshola.
Right.
And all of them, everybody, excitedly.
You know, the reason I asked this
ABC today.
Right, the reason I asked this quite pointed is that you're smiling. You know the way Nigerian politicians are. When they start jockeying for position now, then the position doesn't faze them. And suddenly they'll say, well, I never really was part of that part.
But this one has nothing to do with position. Even
Sister Loretta. Yes, honey. How much does it cost to buy a heart? How much can a heart be sold for? Temple also loves you, at least in his own little way. Sister Loretta, please be careful. I will.
I'm in possession of her medical history. And I'm sure she told you she has a problem with her left knee.
Yes, that it was treated.
The answer is yes and no.
How?
Yes, because there was an x-ray and a biopsy test carried out. But there was no malignant growth. And she was supposed to come back a month later for another x-ray and biopsy. But she did not. Obviously, due to neglect, or maybe the family couldn't afford the cost of regular treatment.
So, doctor, what exactly is the situation of things now?
Yes, the situation is that there is another x-ray and biopsy. But this time, there is a malignant growth, and that is a sign of cancer.
Cancer?
Yes, and we must act now. If the cancer spreads, she dies. And I'm afraid, Mr. Green, you have to amputate her left leg if she must keep alive.
What? Amputation?
Yes, her left leg must be cut off if she must keep alive, and urgently too. I'm sorry, but what do we do? Do we go ahead?
Mama, you know your daughter had a medical problem. You hid it from me. I went ahead, spent my money on you people. You hid it from me. Your daughter hid it from me. I foolishly went there and started preparing for marriage. What kind of thing is this? What did I do wrong to you people?
Mr. Green, you are a fool.
I am a fool?
Yes. If you had any sense, you would realize that people don't come in complete packages. If you were not blinded by the selfishness of all rich people, you would see that my heart is broken by the news of my daughter's ill health. But anyway, like I said earlier, you're a fool.
Mama, you called me a fool. Fine. Go ahead and call me all kinds of names. But let me tell you one thing. Anybody that comes to me with her bill is just wasting his time. Because I am not going to pay. Besides, I don't intend to marry a one-legged girl. It is not possible in my life.
Whoever! I said leave my house!
I should leave your house.
Yes! We were
I
not...
thought the money was spent on you people.
Spent on who? You are a foolish man. We were not starving before you came in to say you are marrying my daughter. We were not starving. Leave my house.
I'm respecting you.
Leave my house.
Okay.
Leave my house. Leave my house.
I'm leaving.
Leave my house.
You guys, you people will see.
Yabu. What type of rubbish is this? Coming to insult me in my own house.
Who is that?
I know somebody. Good afternoon.
Yes, I'm looking for Temple.
He's old. I think he's broke, so he went to Lagos to collect money for his... You have to with me.
Juanda.
Big deal. So?
Loretta is sick. The knee she hit on the ground where she had a bike accident with him at Stephanie Haigi.
I didn't do it. Temple didn't do it. So why are you here?
They are going to amputate her left leg. When he returns, tell him that.
Sorry.
No, I know in your case it has nothing to do with president, but I don't know about the others.
No, one of the most respected and respectable leaders present today, Peter Obi, said that it's for him it's not about power. It's about good governance. Even
no, I know in your case it has nothing to do with
respected,
but I don't know about the others.
No, one of the most respected and respectable leaders present today, Peter Obi, said that it's for him it's not about power. It's about good governance. So, in principle, all the people who came together today, they know that Nigeria is at crossroads. And one thing, I can tell you, one thing that is driving us is this attempt to force a one-party dictatorship on Nigeria. Nothing else. Before you talk about the economy, if you don't have a proper government in place that you can even dialogue with, imagine we just wanted to formalize ADC.
Each time I think of my sister lying alone in that hospital.
Blocking that. But those guys outsmarted them.
Your sister deserves
and I'm so proud. The place was so jam-packed.
Not telling me a medical problem.
Of us, we had to trek from the main road.
Anyway, she's lucky that I lavished all the money I lavished on your family.
You could see the determination
to take care of her hospital bills.
No, they've really oppressed Nigerians. It's not just we've been used to oppression from military now to civilian dictatorship. We've been used to it. But the ordinary Nigerian need
the kind of love he had from Temple before he came in and spoiled
rescue them from you can see that everywhere
to a peace-eating student.
Lagos State.
Temple is poor, but he has a heart. More heart than 50 of your type. He's poor, but he has courage.
Assembly members gathered together,
sacked
their speaker miraculously.
But he loves my sister.
Somewhere said, no, you can't do it.
He's brave.
Him back.
And his love for her is true. Not plastic and material love like your type.
Absconded from their political party.
Well, your sister deserves worse than that for not telling me the truth.
We're still doing semantics.
Are you hearing me?
We're talking big grammar.
Or do you still have more things to say?
Automatically, what the law says is that they are God. Now you have a president who is sitting down with someone
each time you look at yourself in the mirror,
no, The governor is sacked. If he must come back, these are the conditions and conditionalities as if you are talking to IMF. So it's no longer about governance. It's about personal ego. And some people have vowed to resist it. Today, for me, the biggest news, a lot of people missed it, was the attendance of someone we all consider our Baba in politics. The former chairman of APC, the former governor of Edo, John Oyego.
Yes.
That is a perfect gentleman. I worked closely with him in exile with Tinubu. That old man, there is nothing he's looking for.
Very respectable.
Very. Yeah. What is he looking for? He's not looking for money. He's not looking for power. He's not looking for position. It's true. There was a man there today, the guy was a 93-year-old, an original member of ABC. I think he's their treasurer. The man voluntarily resigned and said, look, we want Nigeria to be better in our own lifetime. So for me, Charles, it's not about power. It's not about. I've been in opposition all my life. I joined politics after 1982. I was only 22 years old in 1982.
Emotion would have made me to marry you with one leg.
All I've been waiting for is a better Nigeria. And that better Nigeria has become a mystery. Some of our elders, like Olikinka once said, theirs was a wasted generation. In fact, ours is an overweighted generation, and we see people who have never done any business in their lives controlling our lives and saying, no, we must be their slaves.
Loretta.
That is my personal concern.
But you see, Basharun, people say that all the people who attended today's event, with the exception of people like yourself and maybe one or two others, are all former this and former that. And these are all people who have had the opportunity to rule this country on different levels. And look where Nigeria is. So why should Nigerians be confident that they are the ones who are going to rescue this country?
In politics, you must seek power. And in seeking power, you go to those who can make power available to your party.
Man, he's even in charge of employment right now. I can tell you bam thing now. Straight up, man.
Hey, that one that good news now. Then be say when we graduate, we go from
man, he even got all these things for me. Check it out now. Check out my trouser. Check out my watch now.
Temple Gabadi. Man, well, Temple see Aubrey.
He even gave me 30,000 naira to settle all the busy way Loretta got into my head.
Man, that means say all the way they owe me baby now.
Why? Man, stone you.
You're going to pay me now.
Man, stone.
Temple shower you.
Shower you. Whether I go bath.
Temple stone you.
Whether I go swim.
Temple
how much will my stone you?
All my 5K. All my 5K.
Is a perfect fit for that child.
Temple.
If you don't know, you are not alone on this. And that is why we have put something together to help. Here at Nyanda International School, we put together something to help. And it's a free ebook. You heard me right. A free ebook. This free ebook is going to guide you on how to make a confident and informed decision when making a choice for a child. So, if the future of that child matters so much to you,
No. Then we should be happy that this game is.
and download this.
Then put this game as you were going to where where she now? Where? Her mother's place is her home in her mother's place. Then you're going to sit your ass right on this bed. Temple! Oh! Temple, see what I mean now? Oh! Temple, see it? Oh! Temple, Loretta will kill you if you're not careful.
You forgot
Let me see, is there blood there?
that President Donald Trump was sacked from office.
There's no blood. There's no blood. There's no
He
blood.
was removed. Then,
Hang on.
the Republicans realized that without that former president, they were not going to make the White House. They brought him back, and he delivered. So the first thing now is that those of us who keep complaining,
is he delivering or is he dividing America? But we're not here to talk about Donald Trump anyway.
It depends on Americans. I'm not an American.
Yeah, well, we're not here to talk about Trump. Yeah.
So, but what I'm saying is that right now we need to chase away the hyena before we start talking to the chicken. Because for as long as the hyena is around, the chicken is not. So when APC is gone, those of us who love good governance should now proliferate the new political party. What we all do is after we all vote, we go back home, fold our arms. Only a few of us now are speaking and saying, no, Tinubu, don't do this, don't do that. But majority of the sufferers, the biggest sufferers are always the worst critics,
right?
The worst fanatics.
But let me try and get some clarity on what is going on, because I mean, when it says the opposition coalition has formally adopted the ADC, do you mean a group within the coalition? Because the coalition was also attempting at one stage to register a new party. In fact, there was a big noise made about that. I think it was the ADA. Whatever happened to that?
It was part of the strategy.
Right.
I can tell you now.
So it was a smokescreen.
Oh, today the outgoing chairman of ADC said it, that they've been at these meetings for 18 months. They had to outmaneuver. You know, everybody says, oh, Tinubu is a master strategist. So if you are dealing with Brazil, you are playing football with Brazil, you can't play his style. You have to play his style that he doesn't understand.
Yeah.
So these guys were meeting globally. They met in Morocco, they met in London, they met in Ghana. In fact, on one occasion, during one of their meetings, they could not arrive together. People were checking in into hotel one by one, so that nobody would suspect that a meeting was going on in that particular hotel. These guys are smart. You are dealing with intelligent people.
No, it doesn't matter. I still love you, Loretta. I love you.
The former governor of Cross River. You see someone like, Aminu Tambua. These are intelligent guys who operate underground.
Remember when I told you?
And they love their country. They have the experience. They have the exposure.
Well, I can certainly vouch for Leali Mogi. He loves this country very much.
Too much. I've never seen such a man. And he doesn't even want to take credit for anything. All he wants to do is a man of modest means, modest enjoyment. He doesn't, indulge in frivolities. And these are the people who put all these things together. And you can see the results today.
Yeah, so we're not seeing as somebody put it, the Wike syndrome, where you're working for you're in another party working for another.
No, please. Please, Loretta, please. Loretta, please.
I believe that the way things are going, sooner than later, you would realize that he's wasted a lot of time and on nothing, flights of fancy.
But what has happened to the structure that was already existing within the ADC? I mean, I know you mentioned that, some of them, because, Ralph Nwosu and so on said, Chairman, he was resigning along with his executive. But they haven't all just given up and yielded their positions to you, because, we saw the former ADC president, maybe Kachuku. He's not happy at all. He released a statement, and then there are a few other statements coming from the ADC. They say you guys have come in through the back door. What do you say to him?
Dumedi is my very good brother. Very, very good. Show for this meeting tonight. I was a presidential candidate in a different party, the National Congress Party. I was an aspirant to PDP. You have no say. You are not an official member. You are just a candidate. So the two most important people, and these guys were smart, and they got there. The chairman and the secretary, the national secretary, they were both present there today. You understand? So, of course, if I'm aggrieved, have I not been aggrieved forever for PDP? Could I do anything? We're powerless. Even governors of PDP are powerless. We say we go on here and talk to them and beat them. They cannot come. So, if now people have left, I hear now saying that
so I know I'm worth nothing, nothing to you. Oh, I know
because they know
I'm worth nothing, nothing to
they were begging for 2 years. Just because Wike lost the presidential seat, Wike lost vice presidential seat, he has remained inconsolable. I see it every time.
so much. I
Good
gave
guy,
all I
his
had,
infrastructure, but this
so
anger,
deep.
you
Now you're
can't
gone,
Yeah, but he must
now you're gone. I cry in the middle of the night,
taking over a party. So and all of you left because of him.
When you are ready to join us, we will welcome you. He can't, because for him it is better to reign in hell than to serve in heaven.
Yeah, because he's already essentially got his grip over the PDP. Right.
He's the capo di tutti capi.
But let me make this point, and perhaps not too stridently, but as a kind of warning sign, because I mean you've said a very nice things about, you know, the relationship that is evolving with the new ADC. But I mean I certainly hope that it's not going to go into sort of worse terrain, because some of them, I mean, not just maybe, some of them are threatening to tie this whole thing in knots in the courts.
Yes, you know where that is coming from, obviously. But I'm telling you that technically, they are in a better shape than us. We couldn't control our acting chairman.
Right, but if the APC are doing what you say they're doing, I mean, they can, you know, inspire people to go to court.
Going to court does not kill anybody. They will have their lawyers. The other side will have their lawyers. The reason you are saying this is because you have no confidence probably in the judiciary, and you believe there is someone somewhere who controls the Nigerian judiciary. But that cannot go on forever. This case is very clear. They have their chairman, they have their secretary who voluntarily supported this coalition. And anybody who loves Nigeria, except the person is working now for the ruling government, would want to reverse what has happened today. I am telling you, I've been seeing coalitions. I was there when the Buhari coalition started. I've never seen anything as massive as this. People coming from all walks of life.
I understand all that, but how much consultation was there
18 months.
With the people who were in the party?
18 months.
Yeah, but was it just with Ralph himself, or I mean, because the point they're making is that if you go across the country to all their groups, you've got women's groups and this and that who are all part of the ADC, that they never heard about all this until today.
Nigeria is a country of over 200 million people. You are not going to consult 200 million before you take a decision.
Well, 200 million are not in the ADC.
There are stakeholders. It's not a very big party. Do you understand? It's not a very big party. And there are stakeholders. And the major stakeholders have said, look, this is the best way for us to go and to develop our party platform. And for the sake of Nigeria, we are placing our country above personal gains, above personal interest. I salute them. They did very well. I was almost in tears because I never realized that Nigerians could volunteer to save their country from poverty.
Well, to be fair, Ralph Nwosu was sitting where you were sitting a couple of months ago, and he did say that the party was open to the kind of things that they were hearing that this opposition coalition wanted to do. But is there likely to be some pushback, or at least a kink, from the Electoral Commission, INEC, or is all this legally acceptable and all the boxes have been ticked as far as due process is concerned?
You see, no matter how partial INEC is, no matter how reckless the judiciary is, it gets to a stage in life where you must receive the fear of God. And that is why the mobilization today, I believe, will drive the fear of God into the ruling party. I know that people will still throw tantrums and do their usual things, but my message to Tinubu, I don't worry myself about the wickets of this world. You see, they are just people being used by the powerful man. He's smart to have them working for him. He knows they need him for survival, and so he will continue to use them. But my advice to Tinubu is that once upon a time, you were one of our leaders when we were fighting for this democracy. So what shall it profit you to do 2 terms, 3 terms, if you can live forever and rule Nigeria forever? But at the end of the day, your name enters that book of ignominy. If I meet him today, that's the question I ask. Is it worth it? You got what Awolowo could not get. You got what Abiola could not get. What Azikiwe was chasing. What all the big people, Chief Olufalaye. These are people of incredible mental capacity. They couldn't get it. You got it. Either by hook, by crook, by luck, by whatever means, you got it. And because you must do second term, by fire, by force, then you will destroy the entire democracy. We have elders in Nigeria. In the days of tribulations, children run to the elders of the house. And the people you saw today, they've consulted the elders of the house. They've appealed to them to intervene. But unfortunately, some of the guys we have in APC today are people who don't listen to anybody. They are too power drunk that they cannot listen to anybody. So, but before they collapse our democracy, some people must rise up. That's what ADC did today. It is not convenient for a chairman to voluntarily withdraw, for a secretary of a party to voluntarily. I know what it took for them to persuade Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola. It wasn't easy. These are people, some of us have been with Tinubu most of our adult life. And we said, no, we must place country above friendship. If Tinubu is doing right, wallahi, I'll be the first to support him. But this harassment, I'm not talking about the economy. I'm not even, so don't let's go there, sir. I am talking about the democracy that we jointly fought for. That a day will come in a civilian regime, we will not be able to speak freely. We will not be able to congregate freely. I mean, it's scandalous.
Yeah, well, what about what happens now inside the ADC itself? Because you've used words like democracy and so on, and one of the big issues in the PDP and Labour was internal democracy. I mean, what is going to happen going forward? You've got all these people who have massive political ambitions now collapsing, emptying into the ADC. What's going to happen when it comes to positions? I mean, when it comes to trying to be the presidential candidate, because there's only one person who can be presidential candidate. One person can be vice president. How much jockeying is that going to lead to? And these are people who have done things politically in the past where they used whatever muscle they had, whether it's financial or political, to try and get their way. I mean, is that not going to happen inside the ADC?
My brother Charles, maybe the next time you interview me, I'll be able to give you more information about if there is any jockeying or not.
Or has it already been decided?
No, but I believe that in principle, they know what is likely to happen. And they've decided, they've promised that they will not allow that to divide them.
Right.
That for me is joyful. I am excited. You can see today that I'm very relaxed. Before there used to be tension.
Well, to be honest, you always come across as relaxed.
I know today I'm extra relaxed.
Well, unless you're a very good actor.
In fact, when you called me this afternoon, I didn't waste any time.
That is true.
I said yes.
That is true.
And
we're grateful to you for that.
No, I'm always, I told you that we have a written agreement that I will always say yes to you unless I'm not available.
Yeah.
So, but seriously, what I saw today was very reassuring. And if APC like, they can treat it with levity or dismiss it. I mean, I saw one of their ministers the other day saying that they are dead on arrival. If they are dead on arrival, then why all these merry-go-round, go and block one hotel, go and do this, they can't meet, they can't... No, just leave them, let them do their own thing. When Tinubu was being harassed as governor of Lagos State, a lot of us stood up. They took him to the Code of Conduct Tribunal. I remember, and we knew it was a political witch hunt. We all supported him. Today, a lot of people are capitulating. Why? Because either there is a subtle threat or even direct.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that it is him orchestrating it, though, does it? I mean, a lot of people act on behalf of someone, believing that this is what this person would want to see happen, and so they take their own initiative. I mean, I'm not saying that it is, but I'm just saying, do you have any sort of direct evidence that he's the one who's sitting there plotting, and implementing?
I studied Yoruba at the University of Ife, now Bafemi Awolowo University. And there is a popular saying that the witch cried yesterday, the child dies today. Who does not know that it was the witch of yesterday that killed the child? So that is the reality on ground. I've told you that all the people who are making noise in APC today, they're able to do that with the almighty power. The Nigerian president is probably the most powerful president in the world.
Indeed.
More powerful than Donald Trump.
Indeed.
So that's the fear. You can see the way governors who have just finished 2 years out of a 4-year tenure, they are jumping ship as if they are victims of mass hypnotism. It's unbelievable. They are not even going.
It is difficult to believe.
It's unbelievable. You became a governor when you never even dreamt of being a governor. God made you a governor. Now you are relinquishing the power of God to the power of gods with feet of clay. Sad. And that's why whatever we can do, there is nothing. Opposition is a thankless duty.
So the ADC now the rallying point for the opposition coalition. Are you going to go in and pull in all the other more people into the party?
Oh, people are joining in droves. People are joining. They are excited. A lot of people who were waiting before to see what you could. I think I forwarded to you the release from former Governor Chibuke Rotimi Ameki that he has formally resigned from APC. You saw Malami today, the former Attorney General and Minister of Justice. You saw it. So when you see those caliber of people, you know that they are very determined and they are very focused on what they are doing. Position or not position, there is nothing you want to give Malami again. There is nothing you want to give Amechi. He's the speaker for 8 years, governor for 8 years, minister for 8 years. 24 years in the life of man. He's just 60. And he still has life ahead of him. So if his dream is to be a president or whatever, he still has time is on his side. Me, I've crossed the retirement line, 65. So, but our country is our country, and we must rescue it from carpetbaggers, from people who feel they can suppress the will of the people, from those democratic terrorists. That's how we call them. They are terrorizing Nigeria. And they will realize that nobody has ever succeeded. It's easy. You can hijack a state. You can hijack, but to sell off Nigeria as if we're chicken, no. It's not going to fly.
On that note, I want to thank you very much indeed. Really good to see you. Dele Basharu Dele Momodu is the former PDP presidential aspirant, publisher of Ovation magazine, and now a member of the newly constituted ADC. Thank you very much indeed. But it's true.
I like the way you have already roped me, but I have no apology.
No, but you said you had in principle.
Definitely,
you just need to be properly registered.
I'm already wearing the cap,
Yeah.
That's it.
Well,
the cap is very beautiful.
Yeah. And the cap says ADC for all Nigerians.
Yes, that's it.
Okay. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
The Senate has before it a number of bills to deliberate on, with the constitutional amendment exercise one of its top priorities. Senate leader Senator Opeyemi Bamidele has disclosed that the Senate will kick off its public hearing on the review of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended in Lagos on Friday. According to him, this is aimed at subjecting proposals for the creation of 18 additional local governments, the establishment of state police, and far-reaching reforms of the electoral system, among others, to public discourse. People have frowned at the creation of new states, but highlighted the importance and need of state police, which is part of the ongoing deliberations. Joining us on this show to give his opinion on these issues is Buba Galadima, a chieftain of the New Nigeria People's Party. He will also discuss the opposition coalition and the growing fear of Nigeria sliding into one-party state. Good morning, and thank you for joining us, Malam Buba Galadima.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ruben Abati.
Yes, thank you,
morning.
Sir. Well, let's start with the controversial side of this conversation, which is opposition coalition. There have been all kinds of views. The presidency saying these are desperados, expired politicians, people who have lost relevance, who just want to look for a way to become relevant again. The NNPP has also been mentioned in the course of the conversations, whether the leader of your party, Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwanso, is going to join on the other side, that is dissolve the NNPP into the APC, because just as we have the coalition, we have quite a number of politicians too who are defecting into the NNPP. Now, what do you think is the significance on both sides, either of defections or of coalition politics? Do you think that the coalition politicians are truly, as alleged, just desperate and looking for power for its sake?
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Ruben Abati. In politics, people say, in a democracy, people are allowed to air their views on any issue, whether positive or negative. For me, personally, I think the coalition is a welcome development. It's one more dissenting voice or one more iron gate against dictatorship. And as a democracy, people are allowed to not only air their views, but associate with whosoever they want. The truth of the matter is that only Nigerians can decide whether somebody is expired, extinguished, or refurbished, or rejuvenated. Only Nigerians have got that right. And under our constitution, it is the right of people to congregate, assemble, and chart a course, not only for themselves, for the country. I wish members of this coalition good. I believe all well-meaning Nigerians will support them and will support their right to congregate and assemble and form a political bloc. Because what is happening in this country, if it is not checked, I've just heard you talking about America, where we had a robust democracy, despite the fact that Trump had his way on the tax reform in America, the minority had their voice. You spoke of the hours where Hakeem Jeffrey had spoken yesterday. That is democracy. Is it very robust in our country? We need people to be bold enough. Even if you are in government, you must welcome this. People should be bold enough to say their minds. The three arms of government must be able to work independently under an atmosphere of trust and confidence. which we don't have. So if we have any group of people coming up to say they disagree with this and this is what they believe in, I think we would welcome them and wish them well.
I had mentioned Dr. Rabiu Kwankwaso's name as, somebody whose name had been mentioned, either he will join APC or he will also join coalition. Where does he stand? In which direction is the NNPP, your party, likely to go?
Well, Dr. Ruben Abati said our party, the NNPP. NNPP is a political party registered under Nigerian laws, recognized by the law, recognized by INEC. We stand where we are. Of course, we had several things being said in the social media, in the press, but that only goes to confirm that Kwankwaso is the only politician that this country needs and ought to follow, because he is such a strategic politician that he has decided to keep quiet, and people are campaigning for him free of charge instead of spending money to launder his image. Everybody is saying he's a good person. Everybody is saying he's a capable person. Everybody says he has capacity to run this country. What else do you need in any politician more than that? That every Nigerian needs him. Every political party needs him. Why don't they support him to become the president of Nigeria so that he can deliver the dividends of democracy? We had all things that Ganduja's resignation or forced removal was because the APC wanted to bring in Kwankwaso. And nobody had put any evidence on the table to suggest that Kwankwaso is joining the APC. He was even pictured carrying an APC, what do you call it, a membership card. Are that true? Of course, we understand that the PDP, the APC, and even the coalition had been trying to woo Kwankwaso, but he has remained steadfast, remained strategic, and we will remain in our party strategically until the whistle is blown for politics. Now, we are falling into a trap, Mr. Abati, Dr. Abati, I'm sorry, that we are giving this government an excuse not to deliver dividends of democracy by politicizing everything that the campaigns have already started. Now, they have a chance to say they were not left to govern. They drew us into this. Of course, maybe I will blame INEC in the sense that INEC doesn't have a lever or doesn't have the strength of character to call politicians to order. Has INEC given the go-ahead and the timetable for politicking? We are only 2 years into this government. Has it done that? And INEC cannot come out to say, look, politicians, stop. It is not time for politicking. It is time for governance. And whoever breaks our rule, we will deregister his political party. Is it because members of government are doing that and they are afraid to lose their jobs? That is where we will be directing the minds of the people of this country.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, so duly noted. So since your position is that you're waiting for that political whistle to be blown, when it is blown, do you think that an offer for Senator Kwankwaso to be made vice president, a running mate to President Bola Tinubu, do you think that's a fair vehicle for him to express his vision and the NNPP's vision and goals for Nigeria? Because some are saying that the way has been opened for that, and that might be a great role for him. Is this something you would advise him to take on?
Can you say for sure that offer is on the table?
Well, if it's
Have you been sent to tell us that offer is on for us?
Hypothetically, in politics, anything is possible, sir. So, hypothetically speaking, if the offer comes, how will you react to it?
That is not on the table. And when we reach the bridge, we will cross it.
So you can't confirm whether you would decline that offer if it came?
Nobody, that is not on the table. Why should I decline or say for certain what I am going to do when it is not there?
Okay, Alaji.
It's not there.
Alaji.
Kwankwaso is a presidential material in this country, and everybody acknowledges that he is the only politician that has a political base of all the politicians in this country. And if there is anybody that can be sure to deliver one state, even the president, tell me, in this country like Kwankwaso.
Okay.
I know people say, oh, Kwankwaso has, I'm coming. Kwankwaso's political base is only Kano. Is Kano only 6-7 million registered voters? And somebody won election with only 8 million? Is that only? Oh, Kwankwaso doesn't have money. It's okay. We voted for those who gave money. Where are we now?
Alaji.
So, what I am saying is that, yes.
Go ahead.
Listening,
finish up. No, this Rufai, your friend. Finish up, sir.
Oh! Rufai, you're around.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So, the truth of the matter is that Kwankwaso is a presidential material, and you have no other politician in Nigeria today like him. And he's got a political party. If you believe what I'm saying, all of us should congregate around him and make him the president of Nigeria so that Nigeria would be a better place for all of us.
Okay, Alaji, so these are the arguments people make against Kwankwaso. They say it's only one state. You said Kano has 6 million registered voters, but 6 million people do not vote. The margin at which Kwankwaso won was about, you know, it's going to be the 1 million mark. That's the kind of, you can't even get 4 million votes out of Kano in an election. Nigerians don't come out to vote as they used to do before, and Beavers has changed the game. So when you talk, so you're saying like if it's the 6 million people that will come out in Kano that they will vote Kwankwaso. That's not true. But Alaji, there's a matter that's been niggling, and I want you to be able to, you know, throw light on it. This NNPP matter with Boniface Anyebuna, Dr. Boniface Anyebuna. Okay, I'll give you an instance. This was written in the Nation newspaper on the 10th of March. They say the founder of New Nigerian People's Party, Dr. Boniface Anyebuna, has said his standard bearer in 2023 elections, Dr. Rabi Musa Kwankwaso, was expelled due to anti-party activities. He said Kwankwaso tried to usurp the party's machinery, claiming that NNPP was handed over to him by his founder. Anyebuna said this when he was inaugurating newly executive members of the Lagos State Chapter of NNPP. So they said Kwankwaso has been expelled. So I don't understand. Boniface Anyebuna is saying, you've been expelled. You are saying our party NNPP. How can the party be yours when you've been expelled? And you know, Alaji, just help me throw light to all of this that is happening back and forth, Alaji. Good to see you again. I've missed you, sir.
Well, thank you very much, Rufai. Why do you promote negativity?
Alaji, it's all sides of views now. It's all sides of views.
I'm coming.
It's all sides of views.
This matter has been this matter has been thrashed between me and you and between several people. Is there anything called the founder in any political party? The opening remark is that, every political party, not NNPP, that the party belongs, that any Nigerian is free to enter that party and is free to get out. And that every Nigerian will contest for any position in the party structure or in elective offices. That is the opening remark in every political party. Where are the founding fathers of the PDP today? Where are they? Are they even mentioned? Even those that were presidents. Where are the founding fathers of the APC? I am one of the founding fathers of the APC because I was a number 4 signatory to the formation of the APC. So would I now claim that, look, President Bola Tinubu should get out because I am more important than him, being a founding father of the APC, I should become president. Can I do that? It's simple logic. We had several things, but I want to again draw your attention. There was an election held in Edo. There was an election held in Ondo. And there is an election going to be held in Anambra. Which logo of the political party is INEC displaying? If you don't want to do investigative journalism to go to INEC and find out, tell me which logo of the party was used for those elections. Please, shall we make this matter die naturally? Because it looks like you are supporting those who are trying to destabilize us by always reminding Nigerians that NNPP is in crisis. We are not.
Alaji, with due respect,
there is only one NNPP.
Alaji, with due respect,
yes.
I don't sell ice cream.
Yeah.
I'm not here to make you happy and talk in favor of your party. I am here to give every side a view and put their side out. So I'm not here to sell ice cream. I'm not part of your party surrogate in the NNPP. You do a good job at that. I'm not part of your political arrangements.